So I know adults don't like doing this as much as my kids do on the Friday Mass, but I don't do it that often. Just play along with me. So, what is this biggest thing that happened to Naaman the Syrian and to the one leper? Somebody. I know you guys are paying attention. Oh, good. Anybody have another thing? Yeah, what happened last night is I said something before the first reading and I forgot to do that. So they all said, he's healed of leprosy. In fact, there was only one dissenting voice last night. And so I kind of set them up in a way to trick them last night. And I wasn't as tricky this morning. But a few months ago, and you're right, by the way, of course. A few months ago, we had to all watch this video from the insurance company. Anybody who drove, I don't know if you've seen this video. And I can't remember all the details, but I think there are like 6 people dressed in black, 6 dressed in white, and they were passing a basketball. And the instructions were, count how many times the ball is passed. So, I'm counting and it comes up, I come up with 13, I think it was. And sure enough, at the end, it gives the answer. It was 13 times, I was so pleased with myself, But then it said, did you see the gorilla walking across the stage? Like, what? And they play it again, and sure enough, here's this gorilla going across the stage. And we get conditioned, to look for something, and we miss other things. Or and this is what happens. Last night, of course, everybody agreed that the biggest thing that happened to Naaman, that he was healed of leprosy. And missed what Sharon told us, that he came to faith, he came to know God, which is a far bigger thing than being healed of leprosy. But the trouble is we are so earthly minded, we start out that way, that to us, we think about being healed of some great disease seems like the biggest thing we could think of. And I say this with as you know, I have my own health issues to deal with, and there are days like, Lord, I don't care what you do, just take this away from me, And anyone who's suffering from a disease, especially pain, is one thing, we just want it gone. We almost don't care what we have to do to get rid of it, But for Naaman, he realizes he comes to something far greater than the healing of his disease, to the point where he says, if I can't give a gift, right, to God, which is what? If we think about last weekend, our response to God is faith. Naaman comes to faith in God, to the point where he wants to take 2 mule loads of earth back with him to his home. And that only makes sense if we remember that for the ancients, most of the ancients, and it's another issue, I don't feel like dealing with it, but just to tell you what it means, is gods were territorial. They thought that gods were operated in certain geographical areas, so to speak. And so the reason Naaman wants to take 2 mules of earth back is this mindset. Not that he wants a remembrance, but he wants to be able to worship the Lord in his place, in his home. So he doesn't have to, because he's leaving there, Israel. And so the same, and notice what Jesus says to the leper. The leper gets healed by the power of Jesus, right? Jesus heals him. But he realizes he's been cleansed, and now he returns. And again, this is faith, our response back to God. Now this begins a relationship with Jesus. In the beginning, it was just, Jesus, have mercy on me, heal me. I know who you are, I know what you can do, But now he comes back and has a relationship. He wants to return to thank Jesus. And Jesus doesn't say your faith healed you. He says your faith has saved you. The leper has come to something far greater than the healing of his leprosy. He's come to salvation. And so, whatever it is we ask for, and we need and ask for, desire a lot of things on earth, and a lot of good things. But we can be the most healthy person in the world, and without faith, we're lost. And we can be riddled with disease and problems, but come to salvation. And so, let us value salvation more than anything on earth, right? And let us live in faith that we may come to the thing that will be the biggest thing that ever happens to us, right? Faith and salvation.